Hey there, movie lovers! Welcome back to Fade to Fact, the place where we dig deep into the dusty reels of film history to uncover all the strange, spooky, and sometimes straight-up jaw-dropping stories behind the classics. Today, we're stepping into the dark corridors of one of the most infamous and unsettling productions in Hollywood history, The Exorcist. Released in 1973, this horror masterpiece didn't just redefine the genre, it redefined what audiences thought they could handle. People didn't just scream, they fainted, they puked, they ran from theaters like their lives depended on it. Churches condemned it, critics debated it, and yet, it became one of the most successful and controversial films of all time. But here's the thing, as terrifying as The Exorcist is on screen, the things that happened off-camera might be even more disturbing. Fires, freak accidents, injuries, mysterious deaths, a real-life serial killer in the cast, actual exorcisms, and rumors of a curse that still chills film buffs to this day. I still remember the first time I watched The Exorcist. It was late at night. I was alone. The room was dark except for the blue glow of the screen. And let me tell you, by the time Regan's head spun around, I wasn't scared. I was reconsidering every life choice that had led me to press play. So today, let's light a candle, grab a crucifix, optional, and count down 20 of the most disturbing, unbelievable, and just plain cursed facts behind The Exorcist. If you're a fan of horror history, or just love a good cinematic ghost story, this one's for you. And hey, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment telling me your first experience with The Exorcist. Or maybe just tell me what movie scarred you as a kid. We've all got one. Ready? Let's begin. Here are 20 disturbing truths behind The Exorcist, some you might have heard whispered about, others you probably never saw coming. The set burned down, but one room was left untouched. During production, a mysterious fire broke out on the set of The Exorcist that completely destroyed the McNeil home's interiors. Every single room burned, except one. The only room left untouched? Regan's bedroom, the exact spot where the demonic possession and exorcisms take place. The cause of the fire was never definitively found. Director William Friedkin, not one to take chances, brought in a real priest to bless the set the following day. Linda Blair was harassed after the film. Linda Blair's performance as Regan was iconic, but her life afterward was anything but glamorous. At just 14 years old, she faced immense media pressure and even received death threats from religious extremists who believed the movie was promoting Satanism. Some reporters hounded her with questions like, "Do you believe in God?" or "Have you been possessed?" Her career was nearly derailed before it had really begun, all for doing too good a job. A real priest did a real blessing on set. Father Thomas Birmingham, a Jesuit priest who also played a role in the film, was asked to bless the set after the fire and other strange incidents. While he didn't perform a full exorcism, he did conduct a traditional Catholic blessing. Some crew members said the atmosphere immediately felt lighter. Others weren't so sure, especially when the accidents continued. 2 cast members died during post-production. Actor Jack McGowran, who played the alcoholic director Burke Dennings, died from flu complications shortly after completing his scenes. Vasiliki Maliaros, who played Father Karas's mother, also passed away before the film's release. In the movie, both characters die, and their real-life deaths further fueled rumors that the production was cursed. Ellen Burstyn's back injury was real. In one memorable scene, Regan hurls her mother across the room. Ellen Burstyn, who played Chris McNeil, was yanked backward by a rig, but the stunt went wrong. She hit the floor hard, screamed in pain, and the moment was so visceral, Friedkin left it in the final cut. Burstyn still suffers from the injury today and has called the experience brutal. The frigid bedroom was actually freezing. To get that iconic visible breath in the exorcism scenes, the crew refrigerated the entire set. Temperatures dipped below freezing, sometimes hitting 30-degree Fahrenheit. Cast and crew wore parkas between takes, while Linda Blair, in a nightgown, suffered through each scene. At one point, the moisture in the air caused frost to form on the cameras. A real-life killer appears in the movie. In the cerebral angiography scene, the radiology technician seen assisting Regan is played by Paul Bateson. A few years later, he was convicted of murdering a film critic and was suspected in a series of grisly bag murders in New York. Yes, The Exorcist unintentionally cast a serial killer. Mercedes McCambridge gave the demon a voice in her soul. The guttural, terrifying voice of Pazuzu was performed by Oscar-winning actress Mercedes McCambridge. To achieve the demonic effect, she chain-smoked, ate raw eggs, and drank whiskey, all while being strapped to a chair. She even insisted that a priest be present during recordings. Her commitment came at a personal cost. She relapsed into alcoholism during the process. The spider walk scene was cut then revived. One of the most disturbing scenes, Regan crawling upside down the stairs like a spider, wasn't in the original theatrical release. It was cut due to technical limitations. But when the film was re-released in 2000, the scene was restored and shocked a whole new generation of viewers. Many consider it one of the creepiest moments in horror history. Director William Friedkin. Shotguns on set. Yes, you read that right. Friedkin was notorious for pushing his actors to the edge. To provoke genuine fear, he reportedly fired a gun behind the actors right before filming a scene. He slapped a real priest across the face for an authentic reaction, and he kept actors in the dark about what was going to happen next. His methods? Questionable. His results? Unforgettable. The film was banned or censored in multiple countries. Due to its religious themes and graphic content, The Exorcist was banned in parts of the UK, and outright banned in countries like Lebanon, Singapore, and Malaysia. In the Philippines, some theaters reportedly hired extra security and even priests to keep audiences calm. In a way, the censorship only added to the film's dark allure. The sound design included real animal screams. The sound effects in The Exorcist weren't just creepy, they were primal. The demon's growls and screams were layered with real recordings of pigs being slaughtered, bees swarming, and wild dogs snarling. Sound designer Ron Nagel said the goal was to create a sound that felt ancient and wrong. An audience member sued the studio. One man allegedly fainted during the film, fell down the theater stairs, broke his jaw, and sued Warner Brothers for damages. His claim? The movie was too scary. While the case didn't go far, it's often cited as one of the first legal actions blaming a film for physical distress. Max von Sydow's first scene was haunted by bad news. The day Max von Sydow began filming as Father Marin, he received word that his brother had died. Shortly after, the first reel of footage mysteriously vanished. Whether coincidence or not, it set an ominous tone for the rest of his shoot. The arteriogram scene was too real for some. The hospital scene where Regan receives a cerebral angiogram disturbed many viewers not because it was supernatural, but because it was medically accurate. It was performed by real radiologists, using real equipment, and the realism made some viewers pass out in the theater. Crew members believed the set was haunted. Grips, camera operators, and even makeup artists reported unexplained noises, cold drafts, and objects moving on their own. One lighting technician refused to go into Regan's room alone. Some crew members even started praying before each day's shoot. Lalo Schifrin's original score was rejected violently. Composer Lalo Schifrin originally wrote a dissonant, chaotic score for the film. Friedkin hated it so much he allegedly screamed, yanked the tape from the machine, and threw it across the room. The final film famously used Tubular Bells, which became an accidental horror anthem. Real exorcists were involved behind the scenes. Several consultants on the film were actual priests who had participated in exorcisms. Their stories and warnings informed the script and freaked out the cast. Some crew members later said they regretted asking questions they weren't ready to hear the answers to. A lightning strike hit a church used in the movie. A church shown in the film was struck by lightning shortly after filming ended. The steeple was damaged, but no one was injured. For believers in the curse, it was more than coincidence, it was a warning. Friedkin later filmed a real exorcism for the Vatican. Years after The Exorcist, William Friedkin was invited to document a real exorcism sanctioned by the Vatican. He described the experience as deeply disturbing and said he left the ritual a different person. Whether you believe in possession or not, the director of the most famous exorcism film in history came away rattled by the real thing. So, was The Exorcist truly cursed? Or are we just looking at a perfect storm of eerie coincidences, intense filmmaking, and a cultural moment so wild that even the smallest weirdness turned into myth? That's the thing about a movie like this. It pushes boundaries. It tests limits. And when you combine that with religion, horror, and a fiercely committed cast and crew, you're bound to stir up something. Maybe it's just tension. Maybe it's something more. Whether you're a skeptic or a full-blown believer in the supernatural, there's no denying that The Exorcist left a mark not just on audiences, but on the people who made it. Cast members carried emotional and physical scars. Crew members left believing in things they hadn't before. And decades later, we're still talking about it. It's a movie that made people faint in theaters. It made churches panic, and it made history. But behind the scenes, the chaos was real, and maybe even scarier than what made it on screen. Thanks for sticking with me all the way through this deep dive into the madness, mystery, and mayhem behind The Exorcist. If you're still with us, congratulations. You're braver than most. Or maybe just really into cursed movies. Either way, I respect it. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. What do you think? Was The Exorcist cursed? Did something otherworldly latch onto that production? Or was it just a masterpiece created under extreme pressure? And most importantly, what movie should we cover next? There's a whole graveyard of Hollywood stories out there waiting to be unearthed. This has been Fade to Fact. Thanks for watching, and as always, bye for now.